I chaired the public petition in the 8th Assembly. I garnered a lot of experience, not known to me for now. It came to me to know that public petition remains the only committee that the people could access in National Assembly. I realized that was the only committee that can feel the pulse of the people. That's the only committee that could be linked and the bridge for the people. That's the only committee that afforded and gave people opportunity to voice out their grievance or their expectation or their dissatisfaction or what they want to be done or what they don't want to be done. So that's the only committee that formed that linkage. Other committees were, so to say, like prototype and specialized, like Committee on Petroleum, we deal purely on petroleum matters. Members of the public who have issues with petroleum, one thing or one word, that can only voice that out through that grievance through petition. So without public petition, there's no way, or it will be difficult for the electorate, for the masses, to bring out their grievance and said they'll go to court, which may be cumbersome, which may not be feasible, which may not be affordable. But politician is the only way they can come and say, we don't like this, or we want this thing done so. So that was what I experienced then. Then I also discovered that Parliament is still found wanting in trying to realize, in trying to get that ambition or that space achieved. A lot were left behind from funding, from capacity, from responsibility, whatever. So a lot needs to be done to realize that. If we are to have the good governance, if we are to deepen the democracy, we must be able to develop public petition, as it were, in some other clime. I didn't mean that no attention has been used, but insufficient attention.
Okay.
And we should give adequate attention to public petition. Most Nigerians ought to know and understand the workings, the intent, the purpose, the uses of public petition. Out of the 200 million Nigerians, I don't think that up to 5 million realizes the intent and the purpose of public petition. So what they should know is that public petition is available for the masses to air their grievances. Public petition will listen to them. A public petition is cost effective. Then a public petition will without bias, without political affiliation, hear them and attend to their matters. That they should know. We should propagate the existence of public petition and tell them the intent and tell them it is a committee created to hear their complaint. There's a committee created to take their problem. There's a committee created to allow them contribute in regulating government policies or actions or inaction. They should be fair. We must propagate. Just the way we campaign for votes, we should go to them and do advocacy. Say, come. Look, and public petition is faster than looking for court and whatever, because they are not too technical. We don't operate like with technicalities. You hear them, you sit down, devoid of technicalities and or minimum technicalities, and hear them out. Petition committee remains the only avenue, the window, where the citizen can contribute. I'll give you an example. The public, the citizen can never get any item on the order paper of the National Assembly. Why? The order papers, and so it's either coming from what the leadership or the executive wants done, but through public petition, the masses, the citizens can, through petition, say, discuss this for us, table this for us. So it is the only avenue through which they can comment, through which they can say this is their grievance, 2 weeks they can say, we've done 1 day, or we won this, and it will deepen democracy. I'll give you a few examples. During my time, a petition came to my table, or came to a public petition. We had 1,000 plus, over 1,000 persons were interviewed by the immigration then, and all over, and then afterward, they were not engaged. On one fringe excuse or the other, we called the Ministry of Internal Affairs and called and said, why are you going to do this? And of course, that also was very fast. So it's only through public petition that crowd, that mass were able to put a complaint that we came for this interview, this did rigorous training, including physical exercise, including medical, and all this. Why? And they even the letter given, and you say you are abandoning it. I will call them, come and tell us why you abandoned it. Why you questioning the process? Who did the process? At the end, they went home smiling because they were engaged. It's only through Public Petition Committee that they had that. If they had gone to court, probably it will go to Court of First Instance, Appeal, and Supreme. In next 10 years, they won't be out of it. But in less than 4-6 months, they were done and good. So, public petition will deepen democracy if the masses will know their rights and do it. That was why, at the end of my tenure, I came with a book, Public Petition, The People's Rights. I published it, Public Petition, The People's Rights. To tell you, it is your right. To complain, it is your right. To bring this complaint and monitor it until the House will agree one way or the other. Will agree one way or the other. It's people's right. And if we all exercise that right, democracy will be deepened. If all exercise that right, democracy will be transparent. It's supposed to be transparent. It's supposed to be, the processes should be clear and good. So attention should be given to public petition by the parliament. There must be transparently done that what they are doing in that committee should be known to the public, and public should know what they are doing. That's the only way democracy could be deepened. Unfortunately, we still practice the analog method, the difficult method, the long process. That is what the court are suffering today. In our court, they still take note in longhand. You see, digital means are not there. Until when COVID came, we saw reason why certain things were now done e-method. We are doing e-electronic transaction in finance. We are doing e-trade. Why won't we do e-petition? Why won't we do e-parliament? So the difference is that the paperwork, you must prepare your petition, write it, and then bring it or post it to your rep, who may or may not present it. If he fails to present it, that's the end of the petition. It's cumbersome, it's rigorous to the process of writing and producing and bringing before it to be laid and referred. Whereas some clients will they've created e-petition, e-parliament, where you can sit down in Bayelsa or Sokoto or Kano, as the case may be, and prepare your petition and send it through a well-known platform, e-petition, where it will be received. All you have to do is to state requirements, what you must comply, verification method for it to be accepted. And once accepted, it's processed and then heard. And a tracking form is left for you to. So how other people are doing so? So we need to have that e-parliament, and e-petition will be a necessary part of e-parliament. Before we exited, we could receive other paper through our mail. That's an improvement. Before they will give it to your time. So by through giving you through mail, other papers, we're able to, while at your home, look at it and know what requires your attention, whether you must manage to make it or not. But when they're giving you hard copy, you get to the floor of the house to be confronted with the important item is not researched on. It's not known. So you may not be able to follow the debate the way you want to. But with advanced copy in your mail, you can look at it and get some good flip and make some search before you come to Parliament. So e-petition is desired and should be. It's the way to go to. It's frustrating somebody from Kano or wherever and so on, or Nigeria is large for them to now stress to get petition. Even they have to get their rep to give to. They will travel from their own village to wherever the rep lives or where his consul's office is to lodge it. It's cumbersome. That is why some people, after looking at the rigor, will abandon the petition. E-petition will make it faster. For example, they notice a terrible thing happening. With e-petition, within 24 hours or within 2 hours of processing and putting on the platform, it's received. It will help us monitor what is happening. It will help the Parliament to be abreast of situations, to be master of situations immediately, because they will know what is happening in the constituencies. So long as there's network, so long as there are persons there willing to complain, they'll just enter that to the website or wherever and put the petition on the platform. Then whoever receives it now begin the verification. Upon verifying it, you treat it. How come in UK, US, and even the Asian tigers are not doing e-matters? So why can't we copy same and do e-matters? Why can't we simplify things? So e-petition simplifies and reduces the rigor of filing petition, of bringing petition. So that's the difference. And it takes less space, less labor, and so on. So I advocate e-petition. I want us to do e-petition. During my time, because the people were not there, we tried to encourage e-petition, but we hadn't a developed platform. But the one me and my members created along with it, using Facebook, using WhatsApp, using lines that are almost private. It shouldn't be so. It ought to be a National Assembly platform. But we had created a committee platform where we encourage people to send in soft copies of it. We'll process it. One of the committee members will now present on the floor of the House for the referral to come and begin to do that. And while sitting, we'll configure Facebook, do that and so on using iPad, and people can view us. It will give you the links, people can view us and monitor the petition, what we're doing. But we wanted it also to be open, not only those who could come. If you couldn't come, because how can somebody just come from all the way from Sokoto, Port Harcourt, or where to come and hear? And in some cases, upon arriving there, oh, we lost one member. There will be no sitting today in honor of member. Or, oh, for one agency or the other, they are not sitting. They'll be transferred back. And you're not refunding them. It shouldn't be so. But with e-petition, you can monitor and the progression of your petition until you are required. And even if you are required, we can through a Zoom and let you speak. If you so elect, we did that. So that is one of the lessons we learned from COVID, that you can use Zoom or whatever and hear people and take their testament. Court also did it. Court did. So we should be able to do that. We don't have to wait for one sickness or that to do that. It makes things easier, makes life easier. It makes the job easy to be done, and everybody will feel happy. And when we're happy, there'll be no grumbling, and there'll be less crime, there'll be less problems. Once you address citizens' problem, it will reduce tension. I'll give you an example, so you can know the use of public petition. All that happened in NSAS, the House had discussed. All that happened, the 5 points NSAS gave, the House had decided. One came through public petition. So if public petition they had all gathered their signature through whatever and sent to the House, and House had it and speedily gave attention to it, NSAS were averted. But because there was no e-petition, there was no they all found, the youth found it didn't fit to come to the road, and they did what they did, and then we started hearing them. Yes, we want to encourage them and advocate that they should exploit e-petition. They can start, first of all, they must start by enacting introducing a statutory procedure for e-petition. You must start by producing a standard what qualifies an e-petition. Procedure set out. Then create a robust platform that's easily accessible for people to post. In that platform, we also have checks so that you won't have fraud or duplication of signature. Then you must have a verification method to verify signatures. You must have a responsive order to say we have received. You must have where you can respond to them. That platform will also have mechanism for monitoring, for tracking, and then it must be open to feed people back. If I go to, for example, any courier company, I post a mail, even flight, they give you a track number. You go there, you begin to track your parcel to know when it gets to their destination. These are platforms. These are things done. So we can also, let us also do this. Once this is set down, the enabling environment is set. Then you do advocacy and tell people, this is available to you. Please use it. It will pay you off. It will help you. You don't have to pay any charge apart from your data you use in doing that. So from your phone, people will gather, put it and so on. And then you verify the signature. You are good to go. You are good to go. Sometime, one of our colleagues then presented a petition. The leadership said, no, you can't do it. That is a diaspora petition. I think on man might be like, it trended. Whether you are from heaven or hell, bring your petition, say, this hell is too hot, to do something about it. If government can condition the hell, they'll do it, yeah. So if you're in diaspora, you're a Nigerian, you're entitled to bring petition wherever you're coming from. That's the sort of e-petition. But they had to, from diaspora, found the hard copy to their rep dealer who presented and said, no, you can't present this at diaspora. We are in Nigeria. No. If you're like, come from hell and bring to tell us how hell is doing that we should do well not to come there. That will hear it. Or if that heaven is too good, we should do well to come to heaven. Whichever one. So we can hear. So we shouldn't block people. It's a petition that can help you do that. So we both set the environment by creating that platform, by putting the platform good, by making it. It costs money. You see, democracy is expensive. But if we want it, good democracy, deepened, practiced, we must be able to do that. The world is not going electronically. It's a globe now. We're going digital. Why must we, because of want of money or time, remain in analog? It's not proper. It's not proper. So these are what the House should do, or what the Parliament should do. Have a statutory flavor, a statutory procedure to say an act recommending how you will, what qualifies to be an so you don't send any social media joke and say you sent a petition. No. It must contain, for example, the act will say it must contain your name, your address, verifiable signature, maybe names, if possible your voter's card. If INEC could go verify voter's card. So it's easy. They have a platform. So we should create that and keep it good. Thank you. Thank you very much. That bill I introduced sought to cure the last question you asked me. I noticed the lacuna. What do we do to have e-petition? Having tried in a small form of the committee, I noticed it and I went out to make a lot of consultation. That bill was done in 9th Assembly, but I served at 8th Assembly as chairman of Public Petition. So while in 9th Assembly, it took me 2 years to consult, to compare what happens in other clients. Then I crafted that bill. Procedures to bring petition. One, we said, for example, that I classify the petitions. If 10,000 persons brings a petition on that platform with verifiable signatures, the Parliament must hear it immediately and agree one way or the other and make known their decision to the public. If 100 persons signs their petition, if for example we say we are residents of Gusape is comprised of say 10,000 persons as the case may be, and 1,000 persons puts up a petition, complain of an act there with verifiable signature, hear it. And that will deepen our democracy. That will shorten the cumbersomeness of coming to visit Parliament. That's why if you go to Parliament now, you see very strangers, people, and so who have no business there actually disturbing parliamentarians from doing their work because of the absence of e-method. If I can, from the comfort of my home, prepare some document and send to Mr. Speaker, why would I burn this fuel now to go there? Why would I give myself stress to go there? If I know if I send email, he will get it and I'll get a response that he has gotten it, they're acting on it. And then I also asked, how do the public contribute to the discussion before the House? That's why I said, through this law, if accepted, it will prescribe a mode how they can say, House, we want you to discuss this fuel increase. We'll send it to you through petition. And if we all sign, you verify a signature, within 30 days, you must tell us your decision on it. You must tell us and let us know. It will help develop and deepen democracy. That is, it will help in citizen participation. As I introduced the talk, I said public petition is meant for citizens to address complaints, to address their grievances, to address government policy they don't want or government policy they want in this form. So if they use that effectively, they will be contributing to the business of the leader of government. It will deepen our democracy. They can let government know their feelers. If you do this, we won't. No government will want to be voted out of power. Petition will tell them how they feel at you. If you take a voice vote on fuel and subsidy, you know what the answer will be. But if there's a platform, I tell people who have brought petition, say, House, look at this issue. Next time, look at this issue, one way or the other, and tell us. This government somersault will be. Public petition, deepening democracy will help to check government somersault. You give one reason today, the next day you change it without due notice to citizens. It affects them. And public petition is not only meant for government, not only grievances against government, it could be grievances against ourselves. So long as it's within the competence of the House to hear it. Public petition is also being used to block, to dictate fraud, to block leakages, to dictate as enshrined in Constitution Section 88 and 89, amended. So public petition is also used to show inadequacies of government. For example, if you go to look for a job and you are told you bring certain amount of easy money and so on, or you come to public petition, they expose the fraud, they expose the inadequacy, to expose all those vices that are not there, that you can't say openly. Only the House can. You bring it to the Parliament and be able to look at it and the truth. But unfortunately, that bill suffered rejection. One of the reasons the leadership gave is that it will take away the mandate of the reps if public can now decide what they will hear. That's one. Two, how will they verify signatures? And I say, come on. In this modern world, when banks verify signatures, how? It's just to put a mechanism. You can verify 1,000 signatures at a time. We have names, whatever identity card. So once you put the signatures in that particular whatever, it will tell this signature is correct or not correct. What's the sense of what you did in voter total? It's verified. So they ought to have allowed it, practice it, and then not, and look at the bottleneck. There is no signature that is 100% correct. But as you progress, you develop it more. So I want to tell my colleagues and former colleagues, the Parliament, not to be shy. They should allow the public, they should return the power. Some say that belief had gone through will return power to the public. It will return power to the citizens. And that's what I intended to do, to return the power to the people who donated the power to us. It will act as a check to how we use the power. It will be a means for them to have a say. So discuss AYZ, we're interested in it, please. It's a petition. If endorsed by 10,000 persons, or as the law will be, you must hear within a number of days and give your answer. But unfortunately, for flimsy reasons, that bill died. But I'm not keeping quiet. I'm talking to a lot of parliamentarians now with a view to reviving it, but I want to do a lot of advocacy in it so that people will know why it is so. Like when people did, one of my people did then, Not Too Young to Run. They did a lot of advocacy and it was done. Even women will need that law to say, discuss this. And not to go to block the any time Constitutional Amendment comes say, give us women rights. No. They can begin to use that to do that now. The Parliament discuss it, whether affirmative or this. They petition it and say. So we need that bill to come into law. That bill, all the sections specified, how do you initiate it, what to be responsive, whatever, how do you check, what are the security checks, how do you verify, and when you receive it, how long will you respond to it? Because any petition that comes through that means should be treated in front burner. So we need it. We need to do more advocacy on it. But again, you see, in Nigeria, in this climate, it costs money to canvass a bill. That is why some parliamentarians don't do bill. For me, I was privileged to have several awards and the highest bill maker. I invested in bill making. National Law Reform Agency will tell they spend 20 million naira to reform one law. During my time, I crafted about 60 bills and canvassed it. You can now see the amount of money that goes into doing it. It's expensive. One, you will do paperwork and give 360 members. But if you have a soft copy, I'll send to them. Then you do sensitization, you propagate. Then you come to the floor, perhaps to canvass it, to follow it up. And then if you're lucky, you go to the committee, you flow to the committee. At times, committee will not have funds to call public hearing. If you're desirous that you should move, you provide for the committee to do public hearing, or you wait when they are provided with money to do public hearing. You invite the public to come and share the opinion. You do newspaper publications and so on. If the committee is not properly funded, you have to wait until they're funded. So that's why some bills that are passed at the floor of the House are not reported out of the committee for 6 months and so on, even when there's a provision that you return it to the committee of the whole House. But you must know what to do to extricate from the committee again to put there. So Parliament should be well funded. I'm not saying overfund them, but put in different areas and monitor the usage. Yes, they should not get weary or tired in engaging our reps. You see, most people do not know that you have a recall provisions. You can recall, but I wonder how possible it will be to recall, given the fact of how elections are won and so on. But there are procedures how you can monitor, question your rep. That's why e-petition is also necessary. Don't wait until he comes to seek re-election after another 4 years. You can post a letter and put some questions. We want to know 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Please respond to us. In my days, we all have constituency office. We still have now. But I created a ways and means that all the debates, all the house things of the week, I don't say immediately, like what will conclude like today being Thursday, by Monday or Tuesday will be made available home. The answers, the other people, the votes and proceedings for them to read and follow. So they will also know my contribution or my inactivities. I'll put it there. Even though they are more interested in stomach infrastructure than that paper you are giving them to read. So if you don't match the stomach infrastructure or the number of burials you attend or whatever, you're not a good legislator. If you like speak and make all the laws, you must be able to match that. So they shouldn't get worried. They shouldn't be afraid. query and say, we don't understand this. What is your contribution in this? You see, funny enough, we are supposed to vote electronically at the floor of the House. And at the end of it, they print out and pass and show the public who voted for what. It's only done in constitutional review voting, which is not true, which is not proper. And such voting should be made public. So when you come and say, oh, Mr. Man, so you voted against this nonsense. That is why women don't even know who votes against them. If they get to know, they now know who to put the attack on. They know who to put their frustration. So somebody will vote against women, and then you call women meeting to give them rapper. So they are fit for rapper, they are not fit for rights. Because, no. So if the court say, no, Rep, you want to give us this 1 cup of rice when you say we should not have our rights, please keep your rights. So you should be able to monitor and query. And I will not advise reps and senators, don't feel angry when they query you. Because if you've entered a social contract by mere seeking mandate and being elected, if entered a social contract which they can query you on, which they can audit you on. You have their contract, you are not doing that, they can audit you on it. That will do is by querying you, by asking you questions. That makes them responsive. And you shouldn't shout from it. You must answer them politely too, because you are working for them. They are your bosses. They can query you, they can monitor you. So I advise Nigerians not to get worried, to increase the knowledge. But can you query whom you don't see? Can you query what you don't understand? So we must make them understand what they're going to query. So a lot of advocacy need to be done on the citizens' awareness. Citizens' awareness. A lot of advocacy. If the advocacy we put in shouting campaign slogans are put or being put in citizen awareness, we will live where we are. We will progress. We will progress. All right. And so they should not get worried. For all the people who are concerned, for all the NGOs, should do that. I want to thank you, PLAC, for your resilience in parliamentary advocacy. You're in all the fields. You see, the much I achieved in public petition was because of the technical aid you gave me. I'm grateful to PLAC because I benefited from the awareness, whatever. Through PLAC, I achieved much as chairman of public petition. They took us to capacity building. They have not less than 3 trainings, rich trainings. I still use some today. I make reference to them. So NGOs and other social whatever media should be able to increase their citizens awareness program that we may know. Because if they don't know, they can't query. They can only ask questions of what they know or what they understand. But if they are blind, they only groom and see the rep as mini-god, as untouchable, as all whatnot. So I want to thank you. I think you should please encourage others to do same and heighten up citizens' awareness.